Well, good morning, family and friends. Thanks for joining me on this Sunday, August the 15th, for Morning Encouragements. My name is Marsha. Sorry, it's a mild day this morning due to be hot like it was yesterday, the 92 degrees. So I'm out here bright and early, greeting the Lord and thanking Him for this day that He has made. Except for the crickets, it's quiet. I have a poem and a verse that I'd like to start the morning encouragements with. My poem is called Where He Leads. Do not question where He leads, but if you choose to follow, the path is straight and sometimes steep, and you'll find joy and sorrow. There may be thorns along the way, but roses bloom there too. There may be cloudy, gloomy days, then skies of azure blue. A happy heart won't always smile on this side of the river, but promises He'll always keep. He said, I'll leave you never. And that's by Margaret Lloyd Rockwood. My opening verse for today, where is it? Okay, my opening verse today is James chapter 1, verse 19. And the thought of it, this verse is sometimes the best thing is to be quiet. And the scripture is, my dear brothers, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. And that's a great verse and a great reminder for this present day and for today. Quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Now, I've got a couple of quick things I would like to share this morning. The first one has references Psalms 55, verse 17, Psalms 32, verse 6, and Psalm 62, verse 8 from Jesus Calling, Sarah Young. I am the God of all time and all that is. Seek me not only in the morning quietness, but consistently throughout the day. Do not let the unexpected problems distract you from my presence. That's a word for me. Instead, talk with me about everything and watch confidently to see what I do. Watch to see what God does. Adversity need not interrupt your communion with me. When things go wrong, you tend to react as if you're being punished. Instead of this negative response, try to view difficulties as blessings in disguise. Make me your refuge by pouring out your heart to me, trusting in me at all times. When things go wrong or difficulties, think of them as blessings in disguise. I agree with that, as I learned last year to turn my trials into opportunities. Maybe God's trying to tell me something. So, and for me, if I apply that God is sovereign, then that means He's sovereign in everything. And to remember that God is sovereign and to trust the Lord. Now, for our message this morning from Charles Spurgeon, the reference is Genesis chapter 24, verse 63. He went out to the field one evening to meditate. His activity is very admirable. If those, not us, but those who spend so many hours in idle company, light reading, and useless pastimes could learn wisdom, they would find more profitable society and more interesting engagements in meditation than in the vanities which now have such charms for them. We would all know more, live nearer to God, and grow in grace if we spent more time alone. Meditation chews the cud and extracts the real nutriment from the mental food gathered elsewhere. When Jesus is the theme, meditation is sweet indeed. Isaac found Rebekah while engaged in private musings. Many others have found their best beloved there. His choice of place is likewise very admirable. In the field, we have a study surrounded with text for thought. From cedar to the hyssop, from the soaring eagle down to the chirping grasshopper, from the blue expanse of heaven to a drop of dew. All things are full of teaching, and when the eye is divinely opened, that teaching flashes upon the mind far more vividly than from written books. Our little rooms are neither as healthy or suggestive or agreeable or so inspiring as the fields. Let's count nothing common or unclean, but feel that all created things point to their Maker, and the field will at once be hallowed. The season is also very admirable. The season of sunset, as it draws a veil over the day, suits that resting of the soul when earthborn cares yield to the joys of heavenly communion. The glory of the setting sun excites our wonder, and the solemnity of approaching night awakens our awe. If the business of this day will permit it, it will be a good thing, dear reader, if you can spare an hour to walk in the field at evening. But if not, the Lord is in the town also and will meet with you in your room or in the crowded street. Let your heart go forth to meet him. So today's reading talks about the activity of praying and meditating was admirable. The place is admirable, and the season is admirable. Now, I want to talk about the place is admirable. As it speaks to me, I haven't had the words to express of why I broadcast outside, seeing God's creation, enjoying and marveling and appreciating. And so, from the cedar to the hyssop, from the soaring eagle to the chirping grasshopper, all things are full of teaching. When the eye is divinely opened, the teaching flashes upon the mind far more vividly than from reading books. As I see each, God created the trees, the leaves on the trees, the flowers, the grass. All of these things are, yes, for me, a learning lesson. The sky, the morning sun, the sunrise and the sunset. Wow, this is the joy that speaks to me of why I love broadcasting outside. I'm closer to God's creation. Of course, I'm God's creation and you're God's creation. And if we can, meditate. Meditate and think about God's scriptures. We just read that it's the chewing of the cud to get the extract the nutrients as we think about the scriptures. That's permeating this part right here, the thinking part that God gave us, and allowing us to absorb the nutrients of his word, the nutrients of his teachings, the nutrients of his promises. We can get that in here as we think about it and meditate on it, as well as the season of sunset. If we can, that's an opportunity for us. So God will meet us wherever we are, in an elevator, in the car, wherever we are. He is there to be with us, to encourage us, to love us. Yet, if we can, take the time to walk in a field or a place of his creation and observe and absorb God's teachings, God's blessings, and so that's my prayer for you today. Can you see God's blessings in your life? Be it that, you woke up and opened your eyes this morning, the surroundings that you're in, the accoutrements that you have, as well as just God's natural grace. I am actually looking forward to having a calm, quiet, peaceful day this day, and those are my wishes for you and yours on this Sunday. Peace and blessings to you. Yes, I, yeah. I'm going to go give my phone a rice bath I dropped it in a bowl of water last night, and surprisingly, it's still kicking along. That's what my hesitation was, but I'm in a good place of peace and quiet. I do request your prayers for me and my family, for my mom and her health. But specifically, I request your prayers that the family member will be able to let her go so that she can go and transition and be with the Lord, who's waiting for her. And I will bring another message tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m., Lord willing. Until then, make sure you make this a super Sunday. Have a great one. Bye-bye for now.